Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This video will be covering the July 2022 layout update. So this month there's actually been quite a few things that have happened. One of which is I've gotten this new locomotive here. If you haven't watched my review on it, I'll have a card up here there in the top right corner, which you can check out after this video. But anyways, this is an Athearn ready to roll GP38-2 decorated for Canadian Pacific. I got this on Kijiji for only $45 and it didn't have DCC, so I decided to throw DCC into it, and it was a pretty sketchy process, honestly. I'll show you guys in a second just what I did for it. But anyways, as you can see, I already did some light weathering on it. You can see the frame here is all nicely weathered, and I've got some nice grime that has been thrown up onto the side here, and also some quick vent detail here, which I've done with the airbrush. And also I've gotten some quick weathering done to the fans on the top here. Ever since last time, you can see the grime marks there. So I'll show you guys now what I did for DCC in terms of this engine. So for the Athearn ready to roll GP38s, this top cover actually comes right off, which is pretty neat. And there's usually a piece of plastic here which has a lead weight in it, but because I was using this sort of decoder, I had to cut that whole piece of plastic out. So basically this is what we're dealing with in terms of DCC. So by no means is this a professional way of doing it, but basically what I did, I took a circuit board and a decoder from an older locomotive that I no longer use, and basically the old blue boxes, right, or Athearn ready to roll sorta first gens, they still had like that metal band that goes across for electrical pickup, which is not good, and they still got their power from the frame. So basically the positive end comes from these tabs here and the negative comes from these frames. So basically I had to isolate the motor underneath. So I had to isolate the motor underneath with a piece of electrical tape, and then what I did, I just soldered wires from the tab and the frame to the decoder. And also this is just a 21 pin decoder. And you also may have noticed from the first clips of the trains running over the brand new switches, which actually work, you can see these signs here. So I actually custom made these signs for the layout. This is basically a trains may exceed 80 miles per hour sign. So basically in the future I'll have some via rail running on the tracks which can go pretty fast, and also a do not stop on track sign. So I thought this was just a small detail which definitely added a lot of realism. Also, in terms of new signs added to the layout, I printed out these, I guess, speed limit signs. So I basically just custom made these. All you need is just sort of like a preview. If you're a Mac user, just get a white diamond and put the numbers of the speed limit that you need for your layout. So mine are 90 miles per hour for passenger trains and 60 miles per hour maximum for freight trains. So basically all you do, just get the text and write it out in Arial font and just get it to fit the diamond. And also the post that I use for this is made out of paper clips. And one last new thing for this month that I got were these two Walters Autorad kits. This one's a Burlington Northern one, and this one's a Grand Trunk and Western one. I have a video review on that, so if you want to go check that out, just go to my channel. It's about probably like 4 or 5 videos down, and I did a review on these, so go check that out after this video too. In terms of scenery this month, you can see that, well, this has all been replaced with dirt. So this used to be a sort of gravel and grassy area, but I decided I didn't really like that much. So basically what I did, I replaced all of it with dirt. Now, I didn't buy this dirt at all. I actually dug this out from my garden. So it's sort of a long process to get the dirt. Basically, you want to scoop it out of the garden first into a metal tray or metal pot. And basically you want to either bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for at least 10 minutes. Or you could do what I did and put it in ashtray. So one of these things, I got a dollar store for like $2. And you basically want to put all the dirt you can fit in it and throw it onto some sort of hot flame for a decent amount of time. I threw mine over this fire pit for like 10 minutes, and that basically kills all the sort of bugs or bacteria that you don't want on your layout. So you don't want a bunch of ants on your layout here. So basically the heat would kill all of that. And then next thing that I did, I got a sifter from the dollar store, again pretty cheap, $1.50, and I sifted the dirt into a fine powder, and I sifted it into one container, and then sifted it into one of these containers right after. So that basically assured me that I had really fine dirt and very little sort of chunky specks in it. And you can see it looks pretty real. It's pretty prototypical. There's not too many chunks of dirt. Even if you do get chunks of dirt on your layout, you can just crush them with your fingers. So this is really all that I did for this month in terms of scenery. But also one new thing that's coming to the layout, which is unfortunately coming tomorrow, just like the Autorad did last month, is a new locomotive. So I recently picked up a Union Pacific -9. I've always loved Union Pacific. It's a Athearn ready to roll, just like the GP38 from last month. And basically it comes with DCC. It's not DCC equipped. It's got a decoder in the package, and all I have to do is just plug it in since it's one of those quick plugs. So should be a pretty fun video, which should be out next month. But for now, let's get to something else that I did. So as you might know by now, I actually did all of the track for the loops. So you can see both main lines are actually up and running, which is very good. So now I can run continuous trains like this huge one that I have on the outer track right now. So basically, both lines are actually completely running, which is really good. So I can do long operation sessions, just get them running around and around and around. And the crossovers actually work too, which is very good. I've also added a speed restriction for the crossovers. I found that certain freight cars, they derail on these crossovers at over basically 60% on my controller, which is basically 60 scale miles per hour. So I've restricted these to about 40 maximum, and it's basically 60 miles per hour for the main lines. This month I've also done quite a bit of weathering. So you can see these are just some of the boxcars that I weathered. This one's very heavily weathered, as you can see. And this one you might not recognize because I painted the roof silver. Now before it used to just be red, which is inaccurate for these older boxcars. They were actually silver, so I threw on some silver with the airbrush, weathered it up well. Just some light weathering on the roof, as you can see, some light weathering on the sides, unlike this car here. And it looks much better now, as you can see the graffiti still on. Slightly covered now, but you can still see it. Both sides still look very nice. And one final thing, I've also gone ahead and weathered up the well cars with just a quick wash. As you can see, they look like they've been in service for quite a long time now. The sides are all faded. They don't look as new as they used to, and I think this just gives it a much more prototypical look instead of the brand new ones that you usually see. So before I finish this video of the July 2022 layout update, I'm just gonna have a few clips of trains running around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.